Okay, so since we are coming to starting time, I would like to open the session. I hope you can hear me well. Okay. Well then, good morning, good afternoon, and maybe good evening to some of you. Thank you very much for joining us at this Kyoto University's graduate admission seminar, Life Science and Energy Science. It's very nice to see many of you here. I'm Minori Kaya from the Admissions Assistance Office, and I will be facilitating this seminar today. In the seminar, we will have professors from the Graduate School of Biostudies, Institute of Advanced Energy, introducing the department and the Amgen Scholars Program. We also have some students joining us to share their experiences as international students in Kyoto University. Now, I hope we are all excited for this, but before getting started, there are 3 things that I need to mention. So first, we do ask you to put your devices on mute to avoid disruptions during the session. Also, we have opened the Q&A boxes for you to post questions that came up. However, we have also received many questions in advance, so we may answer those questions first and may not necessarily be able to answer those in the Q&A box. We would appreciate your kind understanding. Lastly, this seminar will be recorded and the video will be released on YouTube on the Division of Graduate Studies channel. Okay, then to start the seminar, I would like to ask for opening remarks from Professor Takao Hirajima, the Director of the Division of Graduate Studies. Unfortunately, he is unable to be with us today, and so we have his video message.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for taking time to be here today from all over the world. My name is Takao Hirajima, Director of the Division of Graduate Studies, Kyoto University. I would like to extend my warm greetings to all of you who have joined us today for this graduate school admissions seminar. We are delighted to have this wonderful opportunity to introduce our graduate programs, short-term exchange, and various support to prospective students worldwide. In the seminar, we will be focusing on the field of life science and energy science, highlighting the Graduate School of Biostudies and Institute of the Advanced Energy. These disciplines play a crucial role in today's society, and we aim to showcase the wide range of the research opportunities of the attractiveness of our degree programs in these areas. Kyoto University has 18 graduate schools and 12 research institutes. They provide an excellent educational environment and rich academic resources, where researchers and students are engaged in world's most cutting-edge research. We encourage and support our students to pursue their own academic paths based on their research interest. Along with deep academic exploration, university life is an experience that fosters personal growth through international exchange and understanding of different cultures. If you are considering pursuing academic paths at Kyoto University, we highly encourage you to join our graduate schools. Additionally, we offer various short-term special programs, such as Amgen Scholars Program supported by the Amgen Foundation, which targets undergraduate students aspiring to become researchers in the STEM field, and KU STAR Program, operated by alumni, which invites outstanding undergraduate and master course students in all fields. We also have exchange program and research student option available. If you haven't decided on our career yet, why not come to Kyoto University for a short period to experience the outstanding educational and research environment, meet researchers and students, and immerse yourself in unique Japanese culture. Okay. Once again, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to all the speakers, supporters, and participants for making this seminar come true. I wish you a fruitful and inspiring experience today and hope that this event will serve as a stepping stone toward your successful graduate school journey. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So going on to our first part, we have Mariko-san from the Admissions Assistance Office who will be giving an introduction of Kyoto University. Mariko-san, please.
Hello everyone, I'm Mariko Ibamura from the Admissions Assistance Office. In this session, I'd like to introduce the overview of Kyoto University. Kyoto University was founded in 1897 as the second oldest national university in Japan. It has been the top leading research university in Japan and also highly recognized around the world. For instance, the university has been included in the top 60 universities in some world university rankings. As a research university, there have been many award-winning researchers from Kyoto University. 11 researchers have been awarded the Nobel Prizes so far, and there are many more winners of domestic and international awards. Kyoto University is located in Kyoto Prefecture, and we have 3 campuses: Yoshida Campus, Katsura Campus, and Uji Campus. The Graduate School of Biostudies and the Institute of Advanced Energy, which will be introduced later, are each located in Yoshida Campus and Uji Campus. Kyoto City is the ancient capital city, which remains as a cultural heart of Japan today. There are many historical sites that are also popular among tourists, including 70 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. At the same time, it is a modern city where you can find pretty much everything you will want. And it is also an innovative city with many global companies such as Nintendo, a famous game company. Another thing I must mention is that Kyoto is a student-friendly city. It has a very high proportion of students in its population. Surprisingly, around 10% of population are students. For accommodation, we have 6 international houses. Monthly fee for single rooms range from around 12,000 to 38,000 Japanese yen, which is quite reasonable compared to the general housing fee in Kyoto City. In addition to the campuses, Kyoto University has many off-campus research and educational facilities. There are over 40 facilities across Japan and over 60 around the world. Researchers and students have access to a location to carry out their research all across the globe. Talking about some numbers, Kyoto University has over 22,000 students. We also have nearly 3,000 international students from more than 100 countries and regions. There are 3,500 faculty members across 10 undergraduate faculties, 18 graduate schools, and 12 research institutes. Here is a list of graduate schools. As you can see, they cover a wide range of study areas. Later on, Professor Gayadam will be introducing the Graduate School of Biostudies. Although the basic language of education in the graduate schools tends to be Japanese, there are also English taught programs, which do not require applicants to have Japanese high proficiency for admission. Lastly, in addition to the graduate schools, there are researchers affiliated to research institutes. Cutting-edge research is conducted in these institutes every day. Today, Professor Nakata will be introducing the Institute of Advanced Energy. This is all from now in this session. I hope this helps you to visualize what Kyoto University is like.
Thank you, Mariko-san. And sorry for the little bit of trouble with the slides at the last part. But still, now that we have seen the overall introduction of the university, we would now like to take a look into the research activities in specific graduate schools and institutes. To start this part, I would like to welcome Associate Professor Adam Tsuda and our master's student Gregory from the Graduate School of Biostudies. Gai Sensei and Gregory-san, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Can you see my slides? Can you hear me correctly?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone, wherever you are joining us from. My name is Adam Guy. I'm Associate Professor at Graduate School of Biostudies, Kyoto University. Actually, I'm stuck at home with influenza today, so I apologize in advance if my presentation is not perfect, but I'll do my best to introduce Graduate School of Biostudies to you. So, we actually already had an introduction to Kyoto University from Ms. Yoshimura. I have not got a lot to add other than I copied and pasted the university rankings from Wikipedia. I don't believe the metrics are the only way to judge a university, but that's for your information. I would just add that Kyoto University is known not just for academic achievement, but academic independence, freedom of thought, and especially unique research. It's actually very important, I think. So more specifically about the Graduate School of Biostudies, or GSB. GSB was established in 1999 as Japan's first independent graduate school. So we're not associated with any specific faculty like medicine or science or pharmaceutics. They're completely independent of undergraduate teaching. And it's an independent graduate school for cutting-edge interdisciplinary research in life sciences, mostly basic science. We currently have 58 full-time faculty, 42 research labs, 279 graduate students. So I'm sorry for this kind of crazy hodgepodge slide, but I just wrote down in black is every single research topic that we cover here at GSB. I think it's mostly basic research. And in green are the different research models that we use, right? But again, we do primarily basic research at GSB. And obviously, because of time constraints and so on, I can't just go over every single topic. So if you're interested in the kinds of research that we do here at GSB, I recommend you just look at our website, okay, in English. You can follow it from the QR code here, or you can just Google search us. But again, every single lab, every single faculty has the information in English on their research as well. Okay, so please take some time to just look at in more detail at the kind of research that's done here. Again, I don't have time to cover everything now. So probably more importantly for the international students, here we currently have 82 international students registered at GSB. So it's about 30% of all our students are actually from overseas and from 25 different nations. And as you can just see from this the graphic, the great majority of international students are from Asia. And again, here's just a list of the popular home countries. Here, actually, Mongolia is a slight outlier. There is one professor here at GSB who has a very strong personal link to National University of Mongolia. He often gets research students from there. But the reality is at GSB, most international students are from just 3 countries. That's the People's Republic of China, Taiwan, and South Korea. I think this is probably the same for the rest of Kyoto University as well, if not for probably all universities in Japan. And that's simply because of the geographical, historical, and cultural close ties between the 4 nations. But again, if you just look at the pie chart, we basically have students from all around the world. And we're also trying to, now we're trying to encourage or hire more students from nations which have so far been underrepresented by in research here in Japan. So the ASEAN nations, Southeast Asia, also South Asia, India, and Pakistan. Of course, I think there's a very large untapped resource of talented students. I'll talk about that a bit more in my latter slides. I think for most of you, that by far the most important information is, well, it costs money to be an international student, right? So how do you get a scholarship? How do you get funding to come and study at GSB? So 31% of international students have scholarships from MEXT. Okay, that's the Ministry of Education, Culture, Science, Sports, and Technology in the Japanese government. They may be either university recommendation or embassy. Excuse me. The remainder are funded either by other scholarship awarding institutions, or they're privately funded. They pay out of their own pocket. So regarding the MEXT funding of international students, 9 have the university recommendation scholarship. This is just the nations they come from. A far greater number get the embassy scholarship. And again, you can see a wide variety of nations are represented here. So let's say you're not lucky enough to get a MEXT scholarship. There are other sources of funding for you. So many international students at GSB actually get scholarships from their own countries or other organizations. So I think almost all of our students from Taiwan have a scholarship from either the Japan-Taiwan Exchange Association or from the Taiwan government grant. There is also industry-funded scholarships, the so-called Ajinomoto Scholarship. We have 2 students who received that. Now, again, for home country Chinese students, they can sometimes get the CSC grant, the China Scholarship Council grant. One of my graduate students actually has this. And there are many others. You just have to search and see what's available to you in your home country as well. So let's just say I want to do a postgraduate degree at GSB. Where do I start? First, I'm repeating myself. I say, look at the GSB website, okay? And just look at the different pages of each individual labs, okay? Find 1 or 2 that interests you, okay? Read up on the latest papers, things like that. And then I would make contact with the PI of that lab as early as possible, okay? To declare your interest. And again, obviously attach your CV as well, but this is important because sometimes a lab might be full and they just say, sorry, we're not accepting students this year. Or the PI may be moving to another institute or might be retiring soon. Okay? It's just a good idea to get in touch, make contact as early as possible. And the next thing is, I can always try to make or have a personal connection with the lab you're applying to via, for example, the Amgen program. Okay, or visit the lab in person. I know that's difficult if you're like an undergraduate student, or become an exchange student or visiting student. Okay, we have the non-degree program of like research students. Your own university may already have a system for this in place. Okay, a short-term exchange. I think this gives you the best chance of getting accepted to the lab. You know, it's a gamble for both sides, right? If you turn up into a lab where you've never been before, you don't know what you're getting yourself into, right? And likewise for the lab, they're less likely to accept you if they've never met you in person before. And you make that personal connection prior to your application. I think it gives you the best chance of succeeding. So just heading back to what I mentioned earlier, most of our students come from just 3. Most of our international students come from just 3 countries, right? So we now have a special priority university scholarship funded by MEXT. It's called the Marco Polo Voyage International Bioeducation Program. I didn't think of this name, okay? But it's for young scientists who, in the spirit of Marco Polo, seek to make discoveries in new and unexplored research fields. The key point is that this program prioritizes applications from ASEAN countries, South Asian countries as well, and we don't accept generally applications from students from China, Taiwan, or South Korea. Okay, and you could this scholarship can be applied for a master's or PhD course, and all the education and guidance is in English. It's actually a pretty generous scholarship program. Admission and tuition fees are waived. You get a monthly stipend of approximately 147,000 yen. Okay, and this changes a little bit year on year depending on the ministry budget. Also, PhD students get a little bit more than master's students. It's approximately this amount. And again, if you're living by yourself, you're a young person, single, you don't have sort of very extravagant needs or dependents, you can live basically perfectly fine on this amount of money per month. You're automatically enrolled in Japanese national health insurance. We pay for your plane ticket. You get all the necessary assistance with visa procedures, assistance with housing, and we can also help you get Japanese language classes as well if you want them. So if you want more details about this, it is actually pretty competitive. We fund 2 masters and 2 PhD positions each year. And we generally start the process online in October. So we've actually passed the deadline for submissions for the 2025 intake. But again, please just visit the Marco Polo Study Program website. The general flow is that we have a deadline for submissions mid-November, online interviews in December, and then the successful applicants are informed in February. And they'll enter GSB formally in September or October that year. So what about the general student life or activities at GSB? We have something called the BSS, the Biostudies Student Symposium. It's an annual international scientific conference that's organized by GSB students for GSB students. It's actually kind of a highlight of the academic year and usually a very enjoyable process for everyone involved. We have a GSB softball tournament, GSB study tours, essentially social events. And of course, we're part of Kyoto University, so you can join any university club you want to. We have a Russian PhD student. She joined the Japanese ceramics club, a pottery club, and another student plays volleyball in the Kyoto University team. So we have all these activities available for you, but I didn't do my PhD at Kyoto University, and I was a graduate a very long time ago. So next, it's probably better if you hear from a current student. Okay, we have Mr. Gregory Aaron, who is, I think, an Amgen Scholar Program graduate as well as a current Marco Polo scholar. So I will stop sharing my slides, and if Gregory, you could share your slides now. Thank you.
Okay, I will share my slides now. Okay, so hello everyone. So I'm Gregory. So I'm currently, as already explained by Adam Sensei, I'm the current student, which is the Master 2 student, and currently under Marco Polo Study Program Scholarship, and also I'm joining the Amgen from my undergraduate. So for better information for myself, so my name is Gregory Aaron. I'm from Indonesia. And for my bachelor's, I'm actually going from the Indonesia International Institute for Life Sciences. And in this program, actually, in this bachelor degree, actually, one of the requirements for me is to do an internship. And because of that, I'm searching another lab, another country, and then one of them is actually an Amgen Scholars, which I gratefully able to be accepted by my lab, which is Suzuki Sensei group in the GSB. And after that, after the Amgen, I'm very interested to continue, and because of that, I've applied for a master, and luckily I am accepted as a master student from last year under the Marco Polo Study Program Scholarship. So I will explain more about how I am getting accepted from the master degree in general. So from June to August 2022, which is 2 years ago, 2 or 3, 4 years ago, I'm already accepted as a Amgen Scholars Program under Suzuki Sensei Lab. And because of the experience, I'm interested, and I asked him if he want to accept me as a master student. After that, he said yes, fortunately, and then I already prepared the application on November, and then I already submitted, and then for the Marco Polo scholarship, there's an interview after the submission of the program, and then I got accepted from Kyoto University, and then after the accepted, I sent some hard copy document, and then accepted by Max. And then in August, I get the acceptance letter and do a visa application, and I got the flight on September. And until now, I'm still in Kyoto. So as already explained by Adam Sensei, so my scholarship is the Marco Polo Voyage program. So this program is actually specific for Graduate School of Biostudies. So in the program, that is English program, which is the Global Frontier Program, or the international program in Graduate School of Biostudies in Kyoto University. And I think it's already explained by Adam Sensei mostly. But the main point is the country that prioritizes is from Indonesia, which is my home country. So, and then the theory is already explained everything. So I think it's the similar as everything that explained by Adam Sensei. So first, why I'm joining Kyoto University. So first, actually, there's a lot of the international research collaboration and then with the industry. So actually in the GSP, there's a very good connection with the NTU, which is National Taiwan University, and University of Tsukuba. And they have a class that join of these three universities together from Kyoto University, National Taiwan University, and University of Tsukuba, where each university have a rotation of class. So we sometimes join with meet to see in the person, and that's usually with the Zoom. And then usually at the end of this class, there is some symposium that bring all of these three university into one and then do some symposium. And also specifically in my laboratory, there's at least, I think it's mostly all, there's a lot of the connection with the university, another university. So for my laboratory, there is some on-site laboratory in Academia Sinica, which is in Taiwan. And then there's a lot of collaboration with another industry. And also there's especially for my laboratory, there's a very supportive laboratory environment. And there's a lot of international students, which is like some from Canada, from South Africa, South Korea, Singapore, China, India, and there's Germany, and then Honduras, and then people that come from USA. Then other than this, I also able to join the Internet Biostudies Student Symposium last year when I just came as an attendant. But from this year, I also attend as an organizing international symposium. So actually, I'm one of the next year organizing committee, which is the 21st Biostudies Student Symposium. So it is based on the voluntary. So everyone, if they a student from the GSP, they can join and become the organizing committee. So that's all for me, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kai Sensei, Gregory-san. So from here, we would like to have a little Q&A time. Since the time is limited, please do allow me to pick up some of the questions that we received. The first question we received is about the study areas covered in the Graduate School of Biostudies. So can I study bioinformatics and immunology in the Graduate School of Biostudies?
Okay, so Kaya-san, can I just very quickly share a slide? I actually prepared a slide with some of the major questions in it.
Thank you.
Just hold on a second. Okay, so these were, I thought, the questions that were most relevant or I think would be asked. So yes, you can learn bioinformatics at GSB. We have a bioinformatics biostats course available to all students. I'm not sure about specific immunology. Again, we do mostly basic research. I think there are some labs that study immunology topics, but again, we do basic and not applied science. Some of the other questions, one was the Japanese language requirement. I think that was many students be interested. So we actually have sort of a parallel program at GSB. So Japanese students, they have the degree program. We have the so-called G program, the global program for international students. If you join the global program, there is no Japanese language requirement at all, but you need A2 level English. So that's quite important. I think another student asked about enrollment batches, and we have two. So the spring in April, that follows the Japanese system, and then following the Western system is actually the autumn or October enrollment. And what I thought was a very important question, or the student asked, do you have a research student program as preparation for the master's degree? We do. So you can enroll as a so-called research student, non-degree program student, which, for example, if you're in a Western calendar, get your bachelor's, and so you graduate in October, but you can join the graduate school in April, and then the 6 months in between them, you can join as a research student. And actually, many students do that. It's actually, I think, highly recommended. Regarding specific information about the visa process and documents required, again, I don't know, because it depends on your country and the level of diplomatic relations with Japan. So you should consult with the Japanese embassy or consulate in your home country. And I think, if I'm correct, the AAO will also advise you on this. But again, I'm not the person to provide that information. And lastly, again, although there isn't an official requirement for Japanese language if you're in the global program, including the Marco Polo program, it just makes sense to have some level of Japanese, and we can introduce you to classes offered by the university. For some students, it actually becomes too basic, so you can actually get other free classes. One of my graduate students from China, she gets classes provided by an NGO in Kyoto City. Okay, so lots of opportunities for that as well. But the key point is, if you join our global program, you don't need any Japanese language requirement, but you need English, right? So there are many different ways of assessing your English ability, but I would say generally A2 level is what you need for that. Is there any other question you have for me or would like to ask me, or are we kind of running out of time?
Okay, then maybe one last question. So for the master's program, does master's program consist solely from thesis research, or do we need to take courses?
Yes, so both. So you need to do research and submit a thesis of your research results. You also need to gain a certain amount of credits in sit-down classes as well. Some of them, we have like a beginning science class, which includes bioethics, and that's mandatory. And the rest are elective. You can choose from a wide variety, but you have to take a certain number of credits in order to be able to graduate.
Okay, thank you very much, Kai Sensei and Gregory-san, for the presentation and the great answers to the questions. Okay, then we would now like to go on to the next part. So next up, we have Associate Professor Eiji Nakata and our doctoral student Marshall from the Institute of Advanced Energy and the Graduate School of Energy Science. Nakata Sensei and Marshall-san, can I pass it to you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. Hello, everyone, and good afternoon, and in some case, good morning. Today, I would like to, my name is Eiji Nakata from Institute of the Advanced Energy. I would like to introduce the IAE. This is our institute, and IESC, that is the International Energy Science course of our who want to join our institute, they will should be better to belong this course. Anyway, I would like to show our agenda of my talk. So my name, as I already said, my name is Eiji Nakata. I'm associate professor of the Institute of Advanced Energy. So this is a agenda of my part. So firstly, I would like to introduce our Institute of Advanced Energy and the process of the study at IAA will be shown. And also, I would like to introduce the IESC, International Energy Science course. And then after, our student, Mashal Asif from Pakistan, will introduce these topics. So it should be noted that she is now Dr. course student of IESC, and she was Amgen Scholarship scholar in 2018. And after she joined our group as IESC master student, supported by mixed scholar. But later she will introduce by herself. Then anyway, I would like to start my part. Okay, the start to first topics, introduction of our institute. So before to start, as already Mariko-san mentioned, Kyoto University has three large campus, and one of them which belong presenting. So one of them is our campus, Uji campus. This is belong the south area in Kyoto, so prefecture. That is Uji campus. So Uji campus, we have 4 institutes for science and technology. The one of them, this one, this is our institute, Institute of Advanced Energy. Now from here, we would like to introduce our institute briefly. So firstly, the main mission and the goal of our institute was shown here. Our institute focus to the energy-related science, especially energy research toward the next generation energy. So our goal is focused to realize the carbon neutral society. In order to realize it, we have 2 main research areas. One of it is plasma and the quantum energy research area, this one. And another one is soft energy research area. Especially these area mission focus to carbon negative energy and zero emission energy to realize carbon neutral society. Okay, our institute consists of the 3 divisions and 2 research centers. The 3 divisions are energy generation division and the energy conversion division and the energy utilization division. And the important point, we do research across these divisions. Therefore, 2 main priority areas were focused in our institute. So this is a detail of 12 laboratories in our institute. However, I can't explain the detail of each research area. So please visit our homepage through this QR code. But our group belongs to this division. It's mean the energy utilization division, as shown here. As I mentioned, we have 2 priority research areas in our institute. The first one is plasma and quantum energy research. That is consists of the 2 groups. It's mean the fusion plasma control and the fusion energy system. And the fusion energy system is this one. The time is very limited, so I can't explain the detail. So please visit our website. Please see here and then know the detail. And the second one is a soft energy research area. Soft energy means energy, solar energy utilization, and bio and nanotechnology related energy, this one. One of them is our research to construct artificial metabolic pathway to realize the efficient material conversion system. So sorry, time is also very limited. Please visit our website to know the detail. So one of the integrated research center for carbon negative energy science should be noted here. So this institute focus efficient utilization of CO2. So collaboration with Graduate School of Energy Science and Graduate School of Engineering, mainly 3 research projects were powerfully advanced in this center. So that is solar energy utilization for CO2 capture and conversion, this one. And conversion of CO2 into useful substance and biological utilization of the CO2. If you're interested in the energy science research, related to research, especially CO2 utilization and conversion, please join our institute. Okay, next, from this slide, I would like to introduce the way to join and to study at IAE. So first of all, I have to mention the graduate student who study IAE belong to Graduate School of Energy Science, Kyoto University. So that's, you need to take the entrance examination of Graduate School of Energy Science, Kyoto University. Then before that, please follow this process. As I mentioned, we have 12 laboratories in our institute. Firstly, please select the one of them and contact supervisor. After their acceptance, please try to take the exam like that. Then detailed process were also shown in the homepage. Please access here. Okay, next, I would like to introduce International Energy Science course. So this is a International Energy Science course is very attractive course for foreign students because all the classes and the research instruction is made in English. So please consider to join our institute as a student of IESC. So slightly, I would like to show the detail in this slide. That is a timetable of the admission cycle. So here is the latest version. We have 2 cycles. The one is a start from April and another is start October. The important date of admission process is different, so please check them carefully. It should be noted the master course student, it should be cycle 2 only, and the doctor course student can choose both cycle. It means cycle 1 and cycle 2. The nearest deadline is this one. Please check it. Also, this information, latest version of the information can be checked website. Please visit there. This is a IESC master degree program. I cannot explain the detail, but one thing I would like to mention, you have to submit the official score report of English. As you can see here, like a TOEFL and TOEFL IBT and so on. So if you would like to join as IESC student, please keep it in your mind. Then every year, 10 students can be entered as an IESC student. So this is a doctor course program. Also, I cannot explain the detail, but doctor course also require the official English score. Please keep it in your mind. So in detail, please visit our website. So then next, I would like to pass the presentation to our student, Marshall. So Marshall, please share your slide and start to explain it.
Well, thank you so much, Sensei, for your kind introduction. I'll share my slides.
I'm starting screen share.
So, greetings, everyone. This is Mashal from Kyoto University. Today, I'm going to talk briefly about my academic journey. So, in 2016, I started my undergrad from University of Peshawar. So, Peshawar is basically name of a city in Pakistan, and it is a very historic city. And then I studied organic chemistry, inorganic, and various other chemistries with specialization in biochemistry and molecular biology. Basically, in second year of my undergrad, I came across an amazing opportunity, the Amgen Scholars Program. Let's talk a bit about the Amgen Scholars Program. So as Sensei mentioned in his presentation as well, that I came to Japan first time in 2018 by Amgen Scholars Program. So it is basically a 2 months of internship for the undergraduate student belonging to STEM. So it is an amazing opportunity because you can do your independent research and you can join a lab of your choice. I think the application has already opened for this year and the deadline is in Feb. So if you're an undergrad student, please avail this opportunity to apply for that. So in my case, I did my Amgen program in Kyoto University, and these were my lab members that time. And this was our whole group. I'm somewhere here, and my professor is here. So I work on a research project for 2 months, and under the supervision of Professor Mori and Professor Nakata. And then after that, I went back to my home country to continue my undergraduate. And I was lucky enough to participate in this international conference in my country because it is held once every 4 years. So I presented my work that I did here in the lab in Japan, and I won the Best Poster Award. And after my graduation in 2020, I applied for the MEC scholarship, and I got selected by the embassy recommended scholarship in 2021. Here is the flow for this year. I did not include much details, but you can get the PDF file from this QR code. So basically in the PDF file, it is generally for the MECs, but of course the details and some requirements vary from country to country. So please check the Embassy of Japan in your country's MECs scholarship requirements. So for the first screening, you need certain documents, including the research plan. Again, these documents vary from country to country. And I decided to continue my master's in this same lab where I did my Amgen program. And since I was kind enough to accept me. And then in 2021, I was selected as a MEC scholar. And in 2022, I started my master's course, IAC. And then in 2024, October, I started my doctoral course. So first, in 2021, when I came to Japan, for 1 semester, I studied the Japanese language course. Sorry, and then in the next semester, I was a research student. So for the research student, you basically have to do research in your lab for certain hours per week that is specified by the office. So after that, my ISC life. As my sensei already briefly explained about the International Energy Science course. So what you have to do in order to get the degree, you have to complete your coursework for a certain credit hours. And then you have to conduct research in the lab. And in the last one, you have to present your thesis. So my supervisor here was Nakata sensei in my master's as well. So sensei is basically my inspiration in my scientific journey. So I went to him and I told him that I am interested in peptide synthesis.
So he said, yeah, that's fine. Let's design a project related to peptide synthesis. And then he introduced me to the world of biosensors. And I was interested in the cellular applications. Sorry, there was an issue with the mic. Yeah, so after that, I did my research and I published a work with my sensei during my master's. And then recently, I am trying to develop a sensor and studying its cellular application. So here, as an ISC, you can, as I mentioned already, you can do your independent research. The mentors are very, very supportive here. Like my sensei, he supports me with literally everything. And these are my lab members. So we have a pretty diverse background. We have students from many countries, including China, Thailand, Jordan, Pakistan, India. So it's a pretty diverse background. And then it's like, of course, we enjoy, we have our parties, we have some extracurricular activities, gatherings. And from the Graduate School of Energy Science, they organize a trip, a study trip every year, and they select like 20 to 25 students to go on a trip. And then the best part is that we get to present our work in the international conferences and as well as domestic conferences, and like you can get feedback from various professors on your research. And here I would like to share a happy moment with my professor. This is one of my favorite pictures where I won the Best Poster Award in a Young Searchers Symposium. So in the end, I would like to share a message with you all with a beautiful sunset in Kyoto. So yeah, it all starts with a single step. So don't hesitate to take yours and yeah, enjoy your life. We are happy to answer your questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nakata Sensei, Masho-san, for the great presentation. So from here, we would again like to have a short Q&A time. Again, the time is limited, so please do allow me to pick up some of the questions that we received. So I've got a question from an applicant who is interested in the degree program. So the question is, what is the preferred candidate you may select, especially for IESC program? So Nakata Sensei, do you have any advice?
Yes. I want to say we open every student who interested in the energy science. So if you have the motivation to do the research in our institute or department of the energy science, you can join us through the course. IESC course. Then one things I want to say. Oh, Masha, could you close the your slide? Okay. Then I would like to share one website here. So how to find the supervisor? That is very important, I think. So please, could you see my website?
Yes, maybe if you could zoom in a little more. Could you make it a bit bigger?
Like that.
Yes,
Is it okay?
perfect.
Yes. So please visit our lab, our institute homepage. So here I give some topics about how to apply the. I already mentioned that. Then following that page, we introduce the supervisors research like that. As I mentioned, also the Department of Graduate Energy Science has several different group like that. So firstly, find one supervisor And then, if you would like to see, for example, my homepage, and then here, you should click here. You can find our research detail like that. And then please contact us. Then we can guide how to apply the IESC course. That is all my answer. Is it okay?
Thank you very much, Nakata sensei. I think finding a supervisor is one of the difficulties that applicants may face when considering their application. So I think the website is going to be very useful for them. Thank you. Because we have a little more time, I have one more question. Maybe we could ask Marshall-san. It's about the daily life. So in university, you may be attending an English taught program. But outside of the university, do you feel that Japanese language is required? And if so, how can we practice Japanese?
Well, whoever answered me this question, I have the same answer for them, that the more you learn Japanese, the more it is convenient for you here. Without Japanese, of course, now we are living in a world of technology. You can always use Google Translator, and many Japanese people, they now speak more and more English, especially the young generation. So it's not much of a problem if you live without Japanese. Like, I have friends who don't know even a bit of Japanese and they're fine. But in my case, I love learning the language, and it's a pretty interesting language. So if you're enrolled in university, you can have many classes. You can take the courses, and there are some courses offered by university for researchers who don't have much time. So you can maybe check that on the website of the university. And yeah, you can always learn on your own as well. Like, there are many websites and stuff. So yeah, the more you learn, the more it's convenient for you. Thank you.
Thank you. I think that's a very real answer. Thank you very much. Okay, so thank you very much again, Nakata sensei, Marshall-san, for all the information. Now, I think we got some specific ideas on the research activities and the application in the Graduate School of Biostudies and Energy Science, as well as the student life. So maybe we can now look into how can we join the graduate school institutes and more overall information as a university. So now I would like to call Mariko-san back on stage to give an overall information about the application. Okay, Mariko-san, please.
Can you hear me? So from now, I'm going to introduce the general application process and the scholarship information for graduate studies. The first topic is how to apply for graduate programs. There are mainly two ways to enroll in a graduate program at Kyoto University. First is to apply directly to the degree program. And the second is to start as a research student, a non-degree seeking status, and then shift to the degree program. The second option may be recommended for applicants who prefer to get used to the life in Kyoto University before starting the degree program, or applicants who need to take an entrance examination for the degree program in Japan. In the case of the Graduate School of Biostudies and Energy Science, both schools have an entrance examination that can be taken without coming to Japan. So applicants may choose the first option to directly enter the degree program. Application details such as requirements, application schedule, and the procedures vary by graduate school and program. Therefore, applicants need to visit the graduate school's website and check the application guideline. Just for your reference, you can see the general flow of the application on this slide here. Once applicants have decided which graduate school and program to apply for, they go through the AAO application process for a preliminary review. If the result is successful, they will contact the prospective supervisor to obtain acceptance. They will then apply to the graduate school to take the examination. Now, you might have a question about how to find a program. If you are not sure, we suggest you find your prospective supervisor first. The websites shown here may help you find a supervisor. On the activity database on education and research, you may search for supervisor using various research keywords. Mid-KU researchers may also be helpful as introduction videos of many supervisors who are welcoming international students are available. Next, I'm introducing some scholarship information. Before that, I'm sharing our tuition and fees. As you can see, they are more reasonable compared to the fees in the other popular big cities outside of Japan. For scholarships, there are different kinds of opportunities you may try looking into. The Mekisa Scholarship is a full scholarship by the Japanese government and has two kinds of application schemes, embassy recommendation or university recommendation. There are also scholarships from private foundations. If you are interested in these scholarships, please visit our website here. So far, was the information on pursuing a degree at Kyoto University. As a good starter to consider your future education at Kyoto University, there are also some short-term programs. Exchange programs are designed for those enrolling in universities that have a student's exchange agreement to study at Kyoto University for 1 or 2 semesters. In addition, short-term international students and research students programs are open to applicants from universities which do not have such an agreement. After this session, Professor Yoshimura will introduce one of the popular short-term programs, Kyoto University Amgen Scholars Program. So please stay with us.
Okay, thank you, Mariko-san. Now, pursuing your graduate degree abroad in Kyoto University can be a big decision. Therefore, as Mariko-san mentioned, participating in short-term programs can be a good starter to consider your future studies. Amgen Scholars Program is one of the most popular programs offering opportunities for a 2-month research experience at Kyoto University. As you already heard, our students that we have here today have also participated in this program and later came back to pursue their graduate degrees. So then, I would like to now welcome Associate Professor Shigehiro Yoshimura in the Graduate School of Biostudies and Harina from the Master's Program in the Graduate School of Engineering to introduce this Amgen Scholars Program. Yoshimura Sensei and Harina-san, please.
Hey, hi everyone. Can you hear me? Hey, hi everyone. Thank you very much for joining us today. I'd like to briefly introduce the Kyoto University Amgen program, which is one of the most prestigious summer programs operated in Kyoto University. And as Professor Hirajima introduced, and also our student, Greg Marshall, explained, this kind of summer program is very, very important in your career making, and not just for studying in Kyoto University, but also in deciding whether you pursue your professional career in academia, which research field you choose, and which lab you will be enrolled as a graduate student. So I hope the Amgen Scholars Program will help your decision making during your undergraduate program. Okay, so just briefly, let me briefly introduce myself. So I'm a program director of Kyoto University Amgen Scholars Program. And I belong to Graduate School of Biostudies, which was explained by Professor Adams. And I also hosted many scholars, Amgen scholars in the past year's program. Okay, so the Amgen is probably you may have heard the name of Amgen. So Amgen is a biopharmaceutical company which was born in the US and now is headquartered in California. And which the Amgen is one of the world largest biotechnology companies now. But it also has a foundation, which is called Amgen Foundation, and committed 74 million US dollars over 16 years to this global initiative to make the opportunity possible for thousands of students. Okay, so in this program, undergraduate students have opportunity to engage in graduate level research activities at prestigious institutions and the laboratories in Kyoto, not only Kyoto University, but all over the world. And the Kyoto University belongs to the Amgen Scholars Asia program, so that we can accept the students only from from the institutions in Asian countries. So this is the limitation of institution base and then not the nationality level. So please note that students enrolled in this Kyoto University Amgen program should belong to the universities or in institutions in Asian countries. Okay. So now you are looking at some photos from our 2024 program, so this year's program. So we accepted 13 scholars, students from Asian universities. And as Amgen's foundation clearly states, the principal object of this program is to discover your own potential. And furthermore, so the Kyoto University also wishes it to be a great opening for the scholar scientist career. So we'd really like to start your professional career in this program and then make much larger endeavor to your future professional career. Okay. And here are some statistical information of the program in 2024. So there are 13 scholars from quite different countries and the regions. And actually the selection process is very, very competitive. And we had nearly 300 applications for 13 slots. So you know how the selection process is very competitive. So the two students who presented just before me was so one and two of those very, very selected students in this program. So we have the selection committee members, and then they carefully and seriously examine your academic performance, statement of purpose, and recommendation letters to select the really, really good students. Okay. So the program is about 8 weeks long and starting from the first week of June and they continue until the first or second week of August, depending on the year's program. And so here are some research fields that we can cover. So the labs from these research areas will be waiting for your application. So I'm sure you can find your research interest from this list of the field. And in the next year's program, 2025, we'll have more the laboratories from different research fields, such as like agriculture, engineering, chemical research, and Professor Nakata introduced the Institute of Advanced Energy. So that the research in chemistry, especially for chemistry, which is closely related to biotechnology, medical science, and environmental science, is one of the major advantage and the uniqueness of Kyoto University program. So if you are interested in these research fields, please do not hesitate to apply this program, okay? And okay, so now I'd like to explain what we will offer during the program. I think this is you are most interested in. So first, we offer accommodation, free accommodation. So every year, the scholars are quite satisfied with the provided accommodations. And so we will give you the like apartment, hotel, or like a weekly residence during the program. So you don't need to find any apartment or guest houses by yourself. And then, of course, stipends. So we will offer 180,000 Japanese yen, which corresponds to approximately 1,200 US dollars. So these stipends will be delivered to you at the beginning and the middle of the program, so that you can survive in Japan and Kyoto. And apart from those research activities, we also offer some cultural experiences during Kyoto, such as like a city tour here, and quite traditional like a tea ceremony experiences, as well as the lab visiting, because the Kyoto University has so many different kinds of labs with the world-leading facilities. So you can make a in-campus tour to visit each of those labs, okay? And the final stage of the program will be the symposium. So you have to attend 2 symposiums. So the first one is the called Kyoto Symposium. So the scholars in Kyoto program will make the poster presentation, as well as like a 2 minutes, very short oral presentations, and to explain what you have done in each lab and for 2 months. And there are many judges or professors, and then we will choose 2 best presentations, okay? And then those 2 students have a chance to give the oral presentation in the next symposium, which will be held together with other universities in which belong to the Asia program. So the symposium is called Amgen Asia Symposium. So Amgen Asia program has 4 Asian institutions, such as Kyoto University, Tokyo University, and then Tsinghua University and the National University of Singapore. And in addition to the University of Melbourne, which belongs to Amgen program in Oceanian program. So, so there are totally like 56 scholars from these countries and universities. So we have a big symposium. So, and all the scholars will give the poster presentation, but also 2 representatives from each institution give 15 minutes oral presentation in front of all the scholars, professors, many people. And we also have some keynote lectures from the professors and from Amgen companies and foundations. Okay. So this is so we will have these 2 symposiums at the very end of program, and you have to attend this. But in 2025, our Kyoto University will host the final Amgen Asia Symposium. Okay. Okay, and after the program, we have some surveys from scholars, and this is some feedbacks from the scholars which enrolled in 2024 program. And I was quite impressed by the fact that most participants find their kind of hidden potential and grab a clear image of how research is going in the lab and how they pursue the future career in academia. Okay. So there are some things when you apply to the program. So what you have to do when you apply to this program is two things. One is making the statement of purpose, which explains what you would like to do in the host lab. So there should be the matching between your interest and the research topics in the host lab. So you have to explain it and logically explain in 3,000 calories. And also you have to submit 2 recommendation letters from your mentors or anybody. Okay. Okay, so here are some key dates in the application process of 2025 program. Actually, the application is already open on November 1st. So now we are accepting all applications. And the deadline is February 1st, 2025. Okay. And so if you are interested in, please check our website, especially the application website, and also you should try to find out the host labs that you are interested in. Okay, so this is in my talk, and thank you very much for your attention.
Sorry, can I ask one question?
Sure.
Regarding how many labs we can apply to at one university, at Kyoto University?
You can apply just one. You can choose one lab and make the application.
So only one is allowed.
Yes.
The best match between me and the research topic.
Yeah, so first you have to choose the lab and then make one application to that lab. You cannot submit many applications, multiple applications to within the Kyoto University.
Okay, but regarding the Amgen Asia program, is it possible to submit applications to different universities?
Yes, that's a lot. That's possible. That's possible.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Yoshimura sensei. Well, then I would like to now pass this on to Harina-san. Are you there? Okay. Well then, the stage is yours.
Okay. Can we see that?
Yes.
Yep. Great. Okay. So hi everyone. I was an Amgen Scholar in 2022. So I will just be briefly talking about my Amgen program and also my journey into graduate school here. Okay. So just a little bit about me is I'm from Melbourne, Australia. So I applied for the Amgen program at Kyoto University before it was, I guess, restricted to only Asian countries. So in my session, we had people from all over the world. There was no country restriction. So I guess that's changed now. But you do have the different Amgen Scholars Programs for the different regions. So if you can't apply to this one, I would strongly suggest that you find one that's relevant for your region, that your country will be eligible for. So my undergraduate degree was from the Australian National University, and I studied there from 2020 to 2023. And my main area of interest is in synthetic organic chemistry. And after studying that and finishing honors as well, I'm here now, and I'm currently in my first year of master's degree, and I'm projected to finish in 2026. So things I like in Japan are sweets, so ice cream, shrines, and also just traveling around in Japan in general. So my Amgen Scholars Program was in 2022, and I obtained so much from that program. So I'd just like to touch on a few things that were really, really worthwhile for me. So obviously the biggest part of the Amgen Scholars Program is the research. So for me, this 2-month research program is basically the first taste I got of what it was like to work in a real research environment. And that is an opportunity that you don't really get as an undergraduate student normally. So that was very useful for me, especially for figuring out what I wanted to do in the future. Because at that point, I also wasn't sure, like, if I wanted to go into industry, if I wanted to pursue a little bit more research in academia. So apart from that, you also have so many opportunities as well. For example, apart from just working in laboratory, you also have the ability to present like your posters or to communicate in the symposium or the conference, which is also a very valuable skill because it's one thing to be able to do research properly, but it's also another thing to be able to communicate your findings in an effective manner. So on that note as well, in terms of communication, the Amgen Scholars Program is like a very large meeting place for people from very many different cultures and backgrounds. So what that means is you can network with many people that you normally wouldn't be able to meet. And you get to learn about their cultures, learn about their research. And it just really helps with networking and you can make friends like all over the world. Yeah, and apart from that, obviously being in Japan, you get to experience a lot of Japanese culture. So you can see we went to the bamboo forest in the bottom left photo, and also we did like calligraphy. We also did a pottery workshop as well. And you generally get to experience what it's like to work in Japan and also to live in Japan as well. And I guess the most important thing for me is after doing the Amgen Scholars Program, I was really, really happy with how it went and I loved the program. So I actually came back for my master's degree with the same supervisor. So Lukazawa sensei from ISEMS. She's my current supervisor. And that is an opportunity I would never have gotten if I had never applied for the Amgen Scholars Program. Okay. So now just a little bit about grad school. So I'm currently in my first year of master's for 2 years of total. And in my master's degree, I have both coursework and research. So I do have to balance both. But obviously, apart from study, there's actually so much else to do as well. So you have extracurriculars, you have like all the different clubs and societies. So like sports, but also like really interesting circles such as the yakisoba circle, which is something you wouldn't normally find in most universities, I think. There's also the November Festival. So that happened quite recently. Basically, all the circles have food stalls all over campus, and it's like 3 days of kind of festivities, and it's very exciting. So there's also lab events. So for me, I recently went on the lab trip with my lab. Also symposia and conferences, so more opportunities to present your work as well. And yeah, so all in all, the Amgen Scholars Program has given me the chance to have these experiences now at Kyoto University. And I gained so much from the Amgen Scholars Program. And if I had never gone to the program, I would never have been here now. So I would strongly suggest to everyone, if you're interested, to apply. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing a great experience of yours. Then now we would like to have again a short Q&A time. But before going into the questions, we have actually had a lot of questions regarding the eligibility, accommodation, and the scholarship for the Amgen Scholar Program. Now, such information is clearly described in the application website of the program, so we do advise you to thoroughly look through it. You will also find a list of host laboratories on the website. So going into the questions, I have the first question here. Is there a possibility to publish a paper after 8-week scholarship? Maybe I should ask Yoshimura Sensei this question.
Okay. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Thank you very much for the question. Yes, you have a chance to make the publication after 2 months, but it's not required. Okay. So after 2 months, yeah, some research go well, but some research do not go well. But what you have to do at the very end of the symposium is to make the oral presentation and not the paper writing or paper publication. But of course, it will be very happy if your research, your result will be published in the future. But I think you have to discuss with your mentor about how you and the lab will publish the result. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. We have also had many questions regarding the GPA, research experiences, and selection criteria. Do you have like specific information on these points?
Actually, in the selection process, we don't give any certain GPA requirement. But as I mentioned, we will careful screening based on the academic achievement, the recommendation letter, and the research proposal. So those 3 items are very, very important.
Okay.
I think we have a question in the chat. No?
Yes, let's see. I think some questions were answered on chat already.
Okay.
Do we have
Okay.
additional questions? Okay, well, we just check if there are additional questions. Let's put me them on. A little more question that we received previously.
Okay.
So many students are looking for a suitable lab. And there was one question about the specific area. There is someone who is looking for a short-term research project regarding hydrogen production. Do you have any advice on that?
Yeah, I think it's possible, but yeah, I think there are some laboratories which is doing the researches related to the hydrogen production. But maybe first you should check our webpage and find the labs which seems to working on that research topic, and then you can either directly ask the professors, or if you can specify your interests a bit more detail, then you can also ask the administrative office of the program. So then you may be able to suggest the host labs that will match to your interest.
Okay, thank you very much, despite the very specific question. I think we've got an additional questions about the GPA and the selection criteria. What is meant by academic achievement, and how can I stand out from the other applications?
I think academic achievement is maybe I think the transcripts, basically, and in the research proposal, of course you have to describe your interest, right? And but then maybe better to describe what you have done so far in your the universities. So that's the combination of your achievement, interest, and the research project in the host lab that you want to do. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Now I think we are coming to an end. The time is ticking, and For further questions on the Amgen Scholars Program, again, there is an individual website for the program, so I do advise you to check that out. And before I finish, we have also received some questions on short-term programs other than the Amgen Scholars Program, so I would like to explain a little bit about that. Thank you again, Yoshimura-san, Harina-san, for the great presentation and the information.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, well then, let me just get the screen on here. Okay, so here I just have a list of non-degree seeking programs and opportunities in Kyoto University. I have 3 listed on here. First is the exchange students. So this is for students from our partner universities with student exchange agreements. The exchange students will be taking the exchange programs at Kyoto University for 1 to 2 semesters. And next, below that, I have short-term international students. This is designed for students enrolling in universities outside of Japan. So it does not necessarily need to be students from our partner universities. So students can come and study at Kyoto University for up to 3 months to receive academic guidance from our faculty members. So maybe students attending summer school programs may fall under this status. And last but not least, research student is an option to enable students to conduct research with the supervision of their preferred professor. And this status is, generally speaking, it's for those who have completed their undergraduate program. However, the details of the eligibility requirements may vary by the academic department, and the period of attendance may also be on a case-by-case basis. So this was just a very quick rush through the non-degree seeking opportunities in Kyoto University. If you are interested, please do check our websites. You can just take a screenshot from here or contact our office. Okay. So let me just stop my... Okay, so unfortunately, we are running out of time here. We are sorry that we could not answer every single questions that we received. But still, we are very grateful to see many participants here today interested in studying at Kyoto University. I hope you found some useful information to consider your future career in this seminar today. An important notice before finishing the seminar, later on, we will send a survey regarding this seminar. We would truly appreciate it if you could answer them. We have just sent you a link for the feedback survey you can just access, and it'll just take a few minutes to answer the questions. Thank you very much again for your kind participation, and we do hope to see you on campus at Kyoto University in the near future. Thank you.